brightest stars go head-to-head in the AFC when the Raiders host the Jets. Oakland has a trio of stars, and the brightest has been league MVP Rich Gannon. But the Jets have a rising star of their own. Chad Pennington has been playing out of this world. The divisional playoffs begin next, right here on Fox. Welcome to the Porsche Cayenne pregame show, brought to you by Porsche Cayenne. Pure Porsche in a most unexpected form.
Well, when it comes to defining a career, many times it's how you play in the big games. That's what Terry Bradshaw says. Well, Terrell Owens is starting to make a name for himself, already part of Niner lore for his game-winning touchdown against the Packers in the '98 playoff game. Last week, T.O. responded with 9 catches for 177 yards and 2 touches. For Bucs quarterback Brad Johnson, it's how good does he feel and how well will he play? After missing the last 2 regular season games with a back injury, Johnson is back. It's the NFC West champion, San Francisco 49ers, against the NFC South champion, Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The winner faces the Eagles in the NFC Championship game next Sunday. And hello, everyone. I'm James Brown, and welcome to Day 2 of the divisional playoffs right here on Fox. Now, these guys say their names are synonymous with playoff action. Rain Man had a rough day yesterday.
Rain Man said that we were synonymous with playoff action. We did not say that. Rain Man said McNabb would be rusty. He would fade in the third and the fourth quarter. He said Pinkston had turf toe, had 4 or 5 catches in the last. Thrash would not be a factor.
And we corrected him.
Did I not set him up for what, folks? We'll give him a chance to respond today, folks.
Wiley Coyote.
Down, 2 to go. Yesterday in Nashville, the divisional playoffs began with a former divisional rival battle between the Steelers and the Titans. TV's Steve McNair, chip on his shoulder.
Didn't get in the Pro Bowl. Show him how to get it done, Steve. There it is. Little touchdown jump right up there. 8-yarder. 7-0. Titans. Back comes Tommy Maddox. Comeback player of the year. Hines Ward. Break 1 tackle. Drag a few in there, young, and there you go. Touchdown. We're tied at 28 all. And then 31-31 OT Joe Nedney. The reason Jimmy Johnson cut him. He misses key field goals. Then he goes down right there, and there's the old Dwayne Washington roughing the kicker. We're going to give you another shot, young. There it is. Down the middle. 34-31. Titans take care of my Steelers. Bill Cowher is furious.
I saw a kicker who had kicked the ball, had taken a couple of steps, and Dwayne, sliding on the ground, fell into him. For a game to be decided on that call is ludicrous. And for me to have to explain to an official what's reviewable and what's not, that's wrong. Find me if you want. That's the truth.
Coach, you come out here today and you said that the Steelers bring out the best in you, and I think they did today.
Well, we obviously brought the best out in them as well. They had a great season, and they played very, very well today. They were banged up. They were tired after that great win last week, and they gave us just about all we could handle. If this one could have gone either way. That's how these games are.
So the Budweiser playoff picture looks like this. It'll be the Tennessee Titans facing the winner of today's huge battle between Oakland and the New York Jets. If the Raiders win, the game will be in Oakland next Sunday night. A Jets victory means the championship game will be in Nashville. Meanwhile, in Philly, Rain Man was wrong about
Rain Man was right. He's back. Donovan McNabb watching his buddy. Michael Vick throw this ball intended for Sean Jefferson. Bobby Taylor steps in front 39 yards later. Touchdown. Eagles off and running. 7-0. 4th and 1. Out of the pocket. Like I said on the pregame show, he was McNabb and James Cris. 35-yard touchdown and an Eagles victory.
Went through the big disappointment last year in the NFC Championship game against the Rams down there in St. Louis. What is the biggest difference this year outside of the home field advantage?
Well, I was going to say the 700 level. That's the biggest difference.
Yeah, and we'll see. We're at home, and that's got to be a plus for you. And our guys will come out and they'll battle. We got to go back to the drawing board and prepare. And we don't know exactly who we're preparing for right now, but just one game at a time.
So the Budweiser playoff picture shows that the NFC East champion Eagles get one more game at the Vet. Keep in mind, the Eagles going to the NFC Championship game knowing they have beaten both of their possible opponents, the Niners and Bucs, earlier this season. And that leads us to today's game between San Francisco and Tampa Bay. And you know what? When you get right down to it, it's pretty simple. Terry says the winner moves on, the loser goes home. Profound, profound indeed. Calling the game are Joe Buck, Troy Aikman, and Cris Collinsworth. Fellas, don't be like Rain Man. Take it away, Joe.
All right, JB, you guys are on a roll. Look at that. Crystal clear, blue skies, 52 degrees, a little chilly. It's chilly. I'm Joe. This is Troy. And that right there is Cris. And Cris, I'll start with you.
All right.
And I'll ask you about the 49ers. Everybody wants to talk about what happened last week. You're the 49ers trying to get ready for this week. It's got to be a little difficult because all anybody else wants to do is look back.
Yeah, and I think emotionally it is going to be tough. First of all, you have to come down from that big game, and then you have to try and get yourself jacked back up against, oh, by the way, the #1 defense in all of football. But like everybody else, I'm going to look back just a little bit. I know there's so many superstars that have played for the 49ers over the years, but who has ever done anything better than what Jeff Garcia and Terrell Owens did in that game a week ago? It was just simply phenomenal. But today, against the #1 ranked defense, their task is going to be a little bit tougher because of a banged-up offensive line. Left ankle sprains for all these guys. Derek Deese, Jeremy Newberry, Ron Stone. Derek Deese is probably the worst of all of those, and he's going to have to try and battle Simeon Rice today, and it's not going to be easy with that bad ankle.
Troy, I think it was you that said, forget about Montana and Young. It's all Garcia. Look at what he's done, right? Forget about that. Kerry Collins, we kept talking about him. Nobody was giving him any credit. Well, let's go a little step further and say at least he played in New York. Brad Johnson down here in Tampa's had a great year, and absolutely nobody's paying attention to him.
It's pretty hard to believe because really without Brad Johnson, this team wouldn't be where they're at. And as good as he's been this season, he's been even better at home. He's been outstanding. He's going to need another big game here today. And you mentioned he's missing the last 2 ball games, and that has really been to his advantage. He feels like his arm is much stronger. He's got his legs underneath him, feels fresh going into this game. And he also knows, Joe, that in order to get the recognition and the respect that he deserves, that he's going to have to be able to win a championship, and that all starts here today.
Well, we'll see what happens. Brad Johnson is all well and fine. He's great. He's had a great season. Peace be with him on this Sunday. However, when you think about the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, you think about their defense and their defensive coordinator, Monty Kiffin, who's standing by before this big game with our own Pam Oliver.
Okay, thanks a lot, Joe. Monty, the mobile quarterback, it's something your defense has mastered. You got another one today. What's the difference with Jeff Garcia?
Well, I tell you what, he's great presence in the pocket. He steps up. He sees second, third receiver. We got to step. We got to get our lanes. We got to come off the ball. We got to know where he's at and watch him stepping up.
Lessons learned from watching that offense, the 49ers offense, come back on the New York Giants to the tune of 24 points.
Better not let down. I tell you what, now the game, when Garcia's there and Terrell Owens, this game's not over till the horn goes off.
How are your boys? How's just the mindset of that group right now?
We're ready to go. It's going to be a heck of a game. Great atmosphere. Let's go.
All right, Monty, thanks a lot for your time. Let's go back up to Joe.
All right, Pam, thanks. The 3 of us are all buttoned up, pulled up, ready to go for this game between the 49ers and the Bucs. Let's go back to the studio. JB and company, it's all yours.
All right, Joe Buck, pulled up is probably all I can say about the group right here. Pam talked about the Niners' miracle comeback last week. They walked the plank against the best defense in the league.
Ooh.
Jimmy, the prescription. Oh, hey, guess what?
Hey, you were up all night thinking of that line.
Look at him. Go ahead.
You know, I was interested to hear Troy talk about Brad Johnson, and he really has been pretty good this year. Had a great year this year, but overall his career passer rating is pretty good in the league. I think 7th or so in the career passing rate. Not bad, you know, but when you look at him in the playoffs, he's been terrible. You know, the 2nd worst in the entire playoffs of any active quarterback. And this is where John Gruden earns his money. And, Terry, a lot of money.
Wow.
He earns his money today because of Brad Johnson.
He got a prayer, doesn't he?
He's going to be going up against the worst defense in the playoffs, and Brad Johnson dominates this game with his passing.
Well, I'll tell you, on the other side of things, Jeff Garcia is obviously the key, and Terrell Owens the key. Terrell Owens will make his catches. You have to tackle him when he does. Missed tackles are the big key against this big son of a gun. Jeff Garcia is very mobile. He's a better quarterback when he's on the run. He goes through his progressions. He's tough on defensive lines. This is the best defensive line in football when healthy at corralling up a quick quarterback. They've had Vic, they've had McNabb. They've shut most of the time McNabb down, and they've shut Vic totally down. This defensive line is the best group they've seen all year.
You're right, Howie. This will be a tough challenge for Jeff Garcia. But one thing I've admired about Montana and Young, who have run this offense in San Francisco so well, is their ability under pressure to go to the fourth guy. And last week you saw Garcia time and time again get first downs, not only with his running, but with his ability to know this offense so well and go to the fourth guy, first down. Fourth guy, first down. Really remarkable.
He won't have time to go to a fourth guy in this game.
Okay, third guy.
Jillian Barberie has some FBI protection with her, and we'll also have Jimmy's picks. And folks, we've got a star-studded show starting with a big star of the Miami Dolphins, Ricky Williams. You're welcome. Ricky will tell us why this season was clearly his best. And from the NFL's leading rusher to the NFL's best defense, Howie Long wraps with the Buccaneers, who know it's time to put up or shut up. And finally, we'll look back at what that wild, wacky, weird playoff game between the Giants and Niners. For San Francisco, it was wonderful.
Really great game. It was, you know, it was a tale of two different halves. Not halves, but three quarters, and the fourth quarter was certainly ours. But it was one of those really unbelievable finishes.
Introducing Cayenne, pure Porsche in a most unexpected form.
Fortified for the hunt, the male uses an unspoken language. Attractive females to your rear. Shall I have a gander? Patience. How about now? No. Now. Proceed. Yowza. Indeed. Shall we? We shall. And off they set, despite depressingly poor odds.
Grab a rock. We moved into a new house where Mom got this great new job. I heard her talking to Dad about doing the right thing with her retirement money. Something about rollover, which gave me this great idea. Come on, BB. Come on. Roll over. Roll over. I'm just gonna turn your body this way. Our pro rollover was easier. It must be.
No-load mutual funds from T. Rowe Price. Invest with confidence.
With the help of HP technology and HP services, the world's space agencies can focus on getting their explorers home safely.
An innocent schoolgirl crush.
Mr. Flynn is my Prince Charming.
But what happens?
Am I early?
When her mother has a lesson plan of her own.
Becky won't be home for several hours.
An all-new Boston Public, 8/7 Central, Fox Monday.
It's Sunday, and you can't imagine what's happening in the chateau.
For the 12 women, the pressure's on to win the man they think is rich.
If girls gone wild in the castle, he's mine. Get over it.
I think the claws are coming out.
Joe Millionaire at 9/8 Central, Fox Monday.
The Porsche Cayenne pregame show is brought to you by HP. HP technology, services, and people help make more things more possible. By Rolling Rock Beer, grab a rock. By T. Rowe Price, invest with confidence. And by Porsche, discover what only Porsche brings to driving.
Hey, folks, as we welcome you back to Fox NFL Sunday, Terry Bradshaw is thrilled with the news that Jillian Barberie will be coming with us to the NFC Championship game and a part of our primetime special. But bad for you, she's got FBI protection.
She'll need it.
Well, in Terry's case, that's called female body inspector. This is a different kind of FBI. But this is the first time I'll be on the road with you guys. It'll be very exciting.
TV?
Make it
What are you bumping me under the table
You're
for?
the only single guy out there.
Plus, I ride in mule cargo. I know, it's all normal. All right, big NFC championship today. We've got, well, Joe Buck said earlier, Chile. I think he said Chile in Florida. And it is because there's cold Canadian air being ushered down from the north. And this is, Terry, I'm the warm Canadian as opposed to the cold Canadian. Caught you guys talking, caught you. Big storm system moving through. I think it's not going to affect the game, at least until maybe the fourth quarter, but mostly cloudy and cool today in Tampa Bay. 59 degrees for the Giants. The 49ers. The 49ers. That's the second time.
Someone's nervous.
No, somebody's thinking about baseball. I don't know why. Here's that low pressure over the Pacific Northwest, and it's a big one. Do you know that since last July, the Bay Area has received 15 inches of rain, you guys? So another stormy, cloudy, and wet day for the Jets versus the Raiders in Oakland. That's the Jets versus the Raiders. 60 degrees, game time. Humidity will be 94% as that storm moves on shore. And I wanted to mention again for the game on the East Coast, Tampa Bay Buccaneers, I think the rain will come in at the latter part of the fourth quarter.
I rarely correct the weather, but one small correction.
Oh,
this is not your first road trip with us. You were at the Super Bowl with us.
Right.
Oh, that little thing,
No, Howie. She wasn't with us. She was with the big people.
Oh.
She wasn't with us.
The big
Pink is a very
debate where Jillian was last year. Day, Jimmy Kimmel won with the 49ers. Yesterday he won with the Eagles, and now he is a remarkable 12-2 the past 3 weeks. It's been a snap for him lately, but not so for the New York Giants. Jimmy.
Thanks, JB. Yep, I hit it again last week, 12 out of 14, but I can't in good conscience take credit for predicting the Giants' collapse. And Giant fans were understandably upset. How could it happen like that? Why did it happen like that? Well, I'll tell you why. It happened because of this man. Come in here, you. My producer, Jim Brusca. Tell him why the Giants fell apart on Sunday.
I bragged.
Speak up.
I called at halftime, and I bragged about the score.
That's right. It's halftime. The Giants are up 28-14. My phone rings, and it's this guy screaming and yelling, "Shucky this and Toomer that." And now this is what I get for picking against the Giants. It's what you deserve. And I sat there, I listened to his whole tirade, and when I hung up the phone, I knew instantly that the Giants were not going to win. You cursed your own team. That's right. You should be ashamed of yourself. Now, sit quiet while I give my pick. Today, I'm going to take the Bucs to knock off the Niners, and my upset special, the Jets run over the Raiders. Let me recap. The Bucs and the Jets. Everybody has one of these guys in their life, right? A big mouth, a premature jubilator. I want you to read this statement to your fellow Giant fans. I've written it.
I am sorry I opened my big mouth before the game was over. I let you all down. It will never happen again.
Very good. Now read this one, too.
P.S. I am a stupid idiot.
Thanks for nothing. I don't blame him. Sorry. I'd be angry, too. I'm Jimmy Kimmel.
I'm probably 1,000 points. Picks. Ridiculous.
Yeah, thanks for nothing. You don't learn.
Hey, you know who wrote the script for this? I don't know who wrote it, but they should have called me in for a little bit of that. Brusca and Howie, good friends indeed. All right,
jolly stomping, my boy.
Time now to recap our favorite game, the Porsche Performance Report. This will play to Howie as well. Unlike the NFL, Howie Long won this thing going away, folks. It wasn't even close. Check out this thing. Were you close, Jimmy? Yeah. Well, check out the standings. Keep in mind that next week, Big Boy will be receiving a new Porsche Cayenne.
Don't forget about the taxes you got to pay on that bad boy.
Charity, and that charity is, Howie?
Piedmont Casa, court-appointed special advocates.
Well-deserving indeed. Howie, take a look at this new Porsche Cayenne you'll be presented with next week. Jillian doesn't come with it. It's certainly a beautiful-looking SUV. Up next, Jillian again. Yep. We'll preview the AFC playoff game between the Jets and Raiders, and then our guys will break down all you need to know about the Niners and Bucs. Jillian will not drive away, but guess what? We will be right back.
Tiki, your mom's gonna love these.
Hi.
Hey, take a check?
I'm just gonna need some ID. Okay.
is you, because it looks just like him.
But it's me.
Okay, but it looks like him. This says that you were born...
1975.
Okay, but it could still be him.
Next time, use the Visa check card instead of checks. It'll get you in, out, and on with life.
So, are you guys related?
Lunch should be like recess. Try a classic lunch at Denny's. Get one of her all-time favorite sandwiches, a heap of tasty fries, and a hot bowl of soup. Try a Denny's classic lunch. Denny's, a good place to sit and eat.
He has the skills
stop right there.
of a dangerous man with a past he can't remember.
I don't know what happened. I don't know who I am.
Who is Jason Bourne? Find out January 21st. Own the Bourne Identity on DVD.
America's #1 pregame show is ready to hit prime time. It's Fox NFL Saturday Night, featuring special performances by Grammy nominees Ja Rule and Ashanti, plus Cedric the Entertainer.
I'm Tom, baby. I'm ready. Saturday night.
Fox NFL Saturday Night, this week.
When you want to know what's happening in Hampton Roads, who's on first? Fox 43 News at 10. When you want to know the big news of the day, or what Mother Nature will throw your way, who's on first? Fox 43 News at 10. When you want to know who won and who lost, who's on first? Fox 43 News at 10. 1 hour before all the others. So get your late news first on Fox. Tonight and every night, watch Fox 43 News at 10.
Thanks. Come back again.
Here we go. Get the action going.
About time you got a new TV.
Don't even start with me.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Folding seats, loads of space. If you love it, Chrysler T3 Cruisers got a way to hold it.
$10 is not gonna fit. It's gonna fit.
If you haven't seen Fox 43 lately, you don't know Fox. Watch David Nelson and Nicole Livis, weeknights on Fox 43 News at 10.
This Saturday night at 9 o'clock Eastern, join us for a special primetime NFC Championship pregame show. We will reveal the top 3 claymation promo spots that you can vote for right now on foxsports.com. And get this, TV, we'll be at a brand new theater in Philadelphia called the Kimmel Center. For the performing arts, that is. Our own Jimmy Kimmel will be there. So will Jillian Barberie, Cedric the Entertainer, Ja Rule, Ashanti, and some special guests as well. Folks, we are definitely hoping that you can join us also. And welcome back to Fox NFL Sunday. Later today, the high-flying New York Jets battle Howie's Raiders. And dating back to the Heidi game, these two teams have plenty of history. Oakland, you recall, knocked out the Jets in last year's playoffs, and they beat them again last month on a Monday night. But Chad Pennington and the Jets have reached a new plane. No one is playing better football right now. Jeanne Zelasko is in Oakland with more. And hello, Jeanne.
Hello, JB. Yes, this could be the start of something beautiful. Same Jets, though, that stumbled into the postseason, destroyed the Colts, and their legend grew. Next stop, Oakland, where the top seed has plans for its own happily ever after.
The most lopsided playoff win in Jets history.
Everybody wants to see the Cinderella team, and you know, we're the home team, and you know, we're the team who has home field advantage.
There's a reason why we got a week off, you know, because we played well. Yeah, you get a team who has played a couple good football games, and all of a sudden, you know, they think they're the best, you know, team to ever, you know, play in the NFL.
We have to concentrate on the Jets, and we have to realize that the Colts victory does nothing for us as far as trying to prepare for the Raiders or giving us momentum.
There's two things that happen. You win or lose. We won the game. I'm not smart enough to figure out if it was an impressive win, if it was a lucky win, if it almost won.
And not all are impressed with the handsome young prince, the Jets quarterback, that is.
The next Joe Montana.
All right, it may be a little too early to tell, but Chad Pennington has turned heads with 15 touchdown passes in the past 5 games. His last interception came on an early December night. The result, a victory for the self-proclaimed dark side.
I guess I heard that they didn't really lose, they just ran out of time.
Everyone can look at this game as redemption, but more importantly, this is the move on to the AFC Championship.
Hey, it doesn't matter about, talking about the AFC Championship game and Super Bowl. So all we're talking about this week is the Jets, and come back next week and we'll talk about the rest of it.
All right, fair enough. Let's talk about Charles Woodson, who says he's recovering quicker than expected from surgery on Christmas Eve. Doctors put a plate in his fractured right leg to give him more stability. Now, he will play, but whether or not he'll start, that will be a game-time decision. He will be needed out there, considering that Jets offense has some speedy receivers, a trio of them, and they are red hot. Here's another color for you, as in Brown. Tim Brown and his teammate Jerry Rice, despite all the visits here the Jets have paid to Oakland, they have yet to slow down both receivers in the same game, JB.
All right, Jeannie, thank you so much. And again, good seeing you again. You know, there's a lot to talk about for both teams, but none more so than to steal Howie's line. Bill Romanowski, a Raider for life from the beginning.
From birth. I mean, all of his other stops were just obligatory stops. He ended up where he needed to end up. Familiarity with these two football teams obviously breeds contempt. Special teams players are talking smack this week. I mean, it's remarkable. The defensive line, Josh Evans, is saying Frank Middleton and the offensive line from the Raiders are some of the cheapest players in football. And I agree. James and Woodson at corner both have plates in their ankle. It'll be interesting to see how far they can go. And Shane Leckler, they're going to try to directional punt versus Santana Moss. Punt the ball out of bounds, and obviously Sebastian Janikowski with that big leg trying to avoid kickoff returns, because the return game for the Jets is such a big part of their offense.
Well, being a Raider from birth, that's not exactly a compliment, is it, Howie? Huh?
And you would be what?
Yeah, I wouldn't be any Raider. I could never, ever pull for the Raiders. Nobody with a name Howie could play for the Raiders either. Well, I've got to go. I think, the Rain Man had a rough day yesterday. But I'm telling you right now, this is where the Jets step up, and it's no fluke that they shut down Brady, they shut down Manning, they shut down somebody else who I can't think of. But they've played well defensively. Yeah, they got to go across the country, but folks, listen to me good. Telling you right now, they can run the football, the Jets, and they will shut down those crossing routes. And I'm telling you, the Jets will take care of the Raiders today. And I'm not a Raider from birth. Are you done? I'm done.
Well, Terry took all my time.
No, I didn't.
Hey, listening to Romo on that piece, I don't think he's impressed with Chad Pennington. I'm impressed with Chad Pennington, the #1 rated passer in the entire NFL. But he does it because of the running game. The running game with Curtis Martin, and then they do all kinds of misdirection, bootlegs, on and on. He's a great decision maker, but if Oakland stops the run, which they will do, it's a drop-back passing game, and Oakland's rush, that'll get to him.
You need to get off the pipe.
I'm not on the pipe. That other quarterback's Brett Favre. Raider from birth. That's some big thing.
That was the hot water pipe in this hotel room we were talking about. Up next, we'll check out the San Francisco 49ers. Last week, they overcame a 24-point deficit against the Giants, as we all know. And two of the biggest reasons why, Jeff Garcia and Terrell Owens. Both players were simply outstanding.
Well, I had a really nice time tonight.
Me too.
Well, I guess it's getting late.
Yeah, it's getting late. Yeah, it's getting so dark.
See ya.
Call me?
My new baby's name is Max. He's waking up about now. My business partner's name is Joe.
This has everything you're looking for. It has
I see him more than I see Max. It's also my birthday. And I wouldn't mind working from home today.
I'ma be alright. I'ma keep on dancing. I'ma get the champagne on.
Gateway PCs feature Intel Pentium 4 processors.
Pizza Hut.
There are big dogs here.
Bobby, is that you?
I'm having second thoughts about this whole NFL XL deal.
A big New Yorker for $9.99 and a free 2-liter of Pepsi. All through the playoffs on Saturdays and Sundays. Gonna be the greatest deal around.
Not from where I'm sitting.
Try the NFL XL deal from Pizza Hut and Pepsi. Get a free 2-liter Pepsi when you buy an extra large pizza for only $9.99. Only available on Saturdays and Sundays during the playoffs through the Super Bowl.
Come on in and watch the game.
Only at Pizza Hut.
There it is. Change of plans. Turn right.
Introducing Cayenne, pure Porsche, in a most unexpected form.
Jack Bauer's plane was shot down by an American military unit.
In any struggle, trust is the first casualty.
You know better than to call me here.
I wanted to warn you. They'll connect you to the plane that was shot down.
Innocence is the second.
Never meant for it to be personal.
Felt pretty personal when you killed my wife.
And they'll both die Tuesday night.
Somebody hacked in.
Who else had access to it?
Nobody except
24, all new, 9/8 Central, Fox Tuesday.
Just threw the perfect pass.
Jeff Garcia was absolutely tremendous.
Jeff throws for the end zone. Caught! Touchdown, 49ers! Well, with last week's incredible comeback victory over the New York Giants, quarterback Jeff Garcia etched his name in the 49er Book of Legends alongside guys like Montana and Young. It was the second greatest comeback in playoff history, an amazing game that left everyone feeling dizzy.
And then Momentum was wearing a red jersey.
Sorry, Coach Mariucci, but in last week's game, Momentum was truly colorblind.
What would I give for just a few moments?
And then they was getting a couple of big plays on us, and you know, looking kind of bleak in the beginning, but you know, we rallied in the second half.
In the third quarter, even though the Giants had to settle for a field goal when Jeremy Shockey dropped his surefire touchdown, their lead was now 24.
And it's 38-14, and you start doing the math. All right, how many touchdowns and how many two-point conversions, and then how many possessions are we going to get?
Using the hurry-up offense, the Niners came back to life. And with this Terrell Owens touchdown and two-point conversion, San Francisco was back in business.
I'm not going to repeat what he said, but, you know, he just said, look at the scoreboard. He's like, you guys only have 20 points. You know, just went off to the sideline because, like I said, I felt the momentum swing.
We eventually, I believe, wore down the New York Giant defense and got them to a point of being very tired on the field.
Garcia fires. Touchdown 49ers. They come all the way back. It's straight.
I really believed at that point there was too much time left on the clock.
There was. And as the Giants moved the ball downfield, all eyes turned to the field goal unit, especially Trey Junkin, the long snapper. Junkin had come out of retirement to join the team earlier in the week, and on his previous field goal attempt, his snap was off. And now the game was on the line. After the bad snap, instead of calling timeout, Matt Allen threw the ball. And then penalty flags signaled that ineligible Giants offensive lineman had gone downfield to try and catch the desperation pass. However, before the snap, lineman Rich Soibert had reported into the officials and was thus eligible to go downfield on the play.
It was the guy that spotted the ball and the guy behind us. That's all I remember. But I'm raising my hand until they always go like, okay, 69's an eligible receiver, and they point to their chest.
So, if the officials had called pass interference against the Niners on Soibert, the Giants would have had another chance to kick a field goal. Instead, game over. Niners win.
Right when it happened, you know, I'm doing the receiver thing. I'm pointing to the guy, you know, saying, hey, he pulled me down, pass interference. But the refs weren't buying it, or they weren't listening, and they made their calls and got off the field, so there wasn't really anything we could do.
But if that official didn't know Soibert was eligible,
then he had to be totally asleep. On Monday, the NFL admitted pass interference should have been called, so a great game officially ended on a sour note.
I think if there's one lesson to be learned is that you can't ever believe that something is in the bag because it can be taken away from you in a heartbeat.
All right, let me turn to the Hall of Famer. Do you point a finger at the officials? Oh, ooh, wow.
That's right. There's two of us up there.
Blonde bomber.
Yes, baby.
Do you point a finger
like
at
the
the
blonde
officials?
bomber.
Or do you say, hey, we didn't get the job done?
You didn't get, the Giants didn't get the job done. Sure, you can point to that last play, and that's fine, and it's justified, but the fact that 24 points, you got a lead at 24 points, and you let that team come back, you know, it's shame on you. An emotional win, absolutely. But Garcia, incredible. He is now there with Young and Montana. All he's got to do is win a Super Bowl. This guy can flat get it done. Steve Mariucci, that he stamped that football team, and for Walsh and Donahue and these guys, well, we will give you a vote of confidence, is absurd. He earned that right to be their coach, and they should pay him.
Yeah, Mariucci's doing a great job, and really, I look at these two offensive teams today. You know, there's a lot of good players. Garcia is an outstanding player. You know, we talk about legends. Cris talked about superstars, on and on. And, you know, and you look at the other side, Keyshawn Johnson, Brad Johnson. There's only one superstar, and that's Terrell Owens. Unfortunately, this game is a game of matchups. Terrell Owens is going against one of the best defensive teams that's played this game in recent history. Keyshawn Johnson and McCardle, they're going against one of the worst defensive teams in all the playoffs. Advantage Tampa.
Well, two things. Tampa Bay's defense knows that what defines championship football teams is their defense, and if you're going to be remembered, you're defined by winning championships. And for Terrell Owens, this football team, the San Francisco 49ers, are waiting for him, as great as he is, to do what he did last week at halftime. Step up and be the team leader. Challenge that football team to raise the level of their play and mount a comeback of 24 points.
Reiterate succinctly the rule changes in effect this weekend now, Jimmy.
Well, the side judge and the head linesman will be repositioned to better see, you know, all the players on a botched field goal or a fake field goal. And then at the end of the game on a critical play, they're going to have all the officials, you know, come together if there's a penalty, and not just the referee and the official that threw the flag. All of them come together and talk about it to make sure they get it right.
So when they kick the field goal, they now open their eyes. Is that correct?
Still ahead, the NFL's leading rusher this season, Ricky Williams, joins us on the Fox field. Soon you'll find out the secret to his success. And then big boy Howie Long raps with the Buccaneers. Tampa Bay knows they've done nothing in the playoffs, and this might be absolutely their best shot at being super.
This is where we want to be. You know, you work hard to get in these situations every year, and it's a matter of making the most of these opportunities.
Derek Brooks and Warren Sapp spearheaded the top-ranked defense in the league. Brooks recently named Defensive Player of the Year, and he scored more touchdowns this season than any other defensive player. Meanwhile, both of those guys are candidates for Howie's Tough Guys team on Super Bowl Sunday. Make sure you tune in to Fox as Big Boy reveals his players. That'll be coming your way at 1:30 Eastern, 10:30 Pacific.
Hi, I have to get copier, laser, and inkjet paper sizes A3, A4, toner, printer ink, letter size envelopes, legal envelopes, padded shipping envelopes, memo pads, legal pads, stickies, labels, and pens.
Okay. Come right this way. We've got everything all together over here. You've got your ink and toner, paper, laser, inkjet, copier, envelopes, memo pads, files, file folders, stickies, pens, ballpoints, felt tips, highlighters. We've got it all right here so you can get going fast.
Office Depot is the fastest way to restock for the new year, with easy-to-find special sections loaded with the essentials. Office Depot. What you need to know.
Fred, who knew 1 cup of coffee could do that much damage?
Fred, is a printer supposed to smoke like that?
Hey, Fred, I think I fried the motherboard and the fatherboard, too.
Dealing with technology is hard. That's why CDW makes buying it as simple as possible by having brand name technology products in stock so you can get what you need when you need it.
Fred, where are you going? My email's still down.
CDW, the right technology right away.
I got a news flash. The one and only original Whopper is now 99 cents. See, the original Whopper is America's favorite burger. It's flame broiled, never fried. At BK, it's the year of the Whopper. For 99 cents, get out of the house and run to Burger King for the original Whopper. You'll see little kids losing their balance trying to hold that big old sandwich. Mama!
America's #1 pregame show is ready to hit prime time. It's Fox NFL Saturday Night, featuring special performances by Grammy nominees Ja Rule and Ashanti, plus Cedric the Entertainer.
Prime time, baby. I'm ready. Saturday night.
Fox NFL Saturday Night, this week.
A teacher caught between an admiring student and her seductive mom.
Becky won't be home for several hours.
Boston Public, all new, 8/7 Central Fox Monday.
There are 39 reasons to buy a Toyota truck. Reason 16, Tundra has more standard V8 torque than any other full-size pickup. Reason 26, large 4-piston caliper front disc brakes for greater stopping power. Reason 12, Tundra, the best full-size pickup in initial quality 3 years in a row. Reason 1, for utility, comfort, and value, you can't beat Toyota's legendary quality and toughness. There are lots of reasons to buy a Tundra right now. This has only been a few of them. See your Toyota dealer and find the one that's best for you.
Over 25 million viewers made Joe Millionaire a hit.
I'm living the biggest lie in front of America.
This Monday, with just 12 women left, the romance and the competition heat up.
He's mine. Get over it. If girls gone wild in the castle.
Joe Millionaire, the reality sensation, continues at 9/8 Central, Fox Monday. In all the universe, there is one being powerful enough to change destinies, destroy worlds, and create stars. Well, hello. The next American Idol, this January on Fox.
Think your mechanic can handle a transmission? Think again. For a job done right, guaranteed, at a price that's right, call 1-800-GO-AMCO.
Coming soon, your weather 24 hours a day. The Wavy Weather Channel, powered by Super Doppler 10.
As we welcome you back to Fox NFL Sunday here on our football field, most appropriately, we welcome the Pro Bowl running back from Miami, Ricky Williams.
Yeah.
A nice sampling of why Ricky Williams was the NFL's leading rusher this past season. Ricky, welcome. JT?
Yeah, what?
JT Johnson?
Hold on, let me jump in here.
What?
Ricky, that last carry for 8 yards, how much money?
6 yards.
6 yards, how much money did you make?
Over the next couple of years, like $10 million.
See there, boys? Young boys and girls, there's a lot of money to be made for 6 yards.
Good agent out there, David Cornwell. That's right.
230 pounds and run a 4.4. You too can make $10 million.
Go ahead, Jimmy. Ricky, the knock on you in New Orleans was that you didn't make long runs. And I visited with your coaching staff this week with the Dolphins. They said, hey, you changed your style on my boat, and said you changed your style. You got more quickness, you've lost 20 pounds, and you're avoiding people, and you're making the long runs. You know, what happened as far as your running style?
Well, the biggest thing is confidence. When I saw that I could make people miss and break the long runs, I started to look for it more. You know, at first, I tried to have confidence from the very beginning, but I learned that you can build confidence by getting 4 yards, and you get open field, and you work on some stuff, and you see what you're good at.
Let's talk a little bit about what you do and what you see. Let's say you're running a counter, and I'm the backside linebacker.
A big linebacker.
Away from the counter, and I'm flowing to the play. And you've got a hole there. They've gotten the kick out, they've gotten the block down, and there's an alley there to run in, and you and I are coming to a collision here. You're counting on what?
See, I'm kind of to overrun, and then I make that cut.
Oh! So you're counting on me overcompensating for your speed.
Exactly.
Now, one of the differences they talk about between New Orleans and Miami with you is, in New Orleans, it seemed like you were looking for contact.
Right.
In Miami, it looks like your confidence level and your ability to run away from people has increased a great deal.
That's one part. The second part is that I realized the less I get hit, the healthier I'm going to be.
You know what? That's a good thing.
Hey, one of the things that I noticed this year, in the playoffs, Ricky, we don't have a top 10 running back in the league. In 2 games, your 2 best games this year, almost 400 yards in rushing in those 2 games. You lost both of those games. That's kind of unheard of. It used to be you run and control the clock, you win football games. That doesn't happen anymore.
Well, you know, there's a lot of things it takes to win a football game. Running the ball is important. Playing defense is important. But there's situations in a game where you have to make plays. And with a running team, sometimes they're going to put 8 guys in the box, and they're going to make you pass the ball. And the teams that can complete those passes, like the Cowboys did, with Mike Orvin and Troy Aikman to give him some room to run. That's how you win.
Ricky, you got to tell this story now. Against Chicago on Monday night, and here New Orleans said you don't make long runs, and you had the long run I read where you were thinking, as you're running down the field, about New Orleans. What do you think now?
Well,
is that true?
You know, like I said, you know, there was a lot of criticism about me breaking long runs, and the fact that I was able to do it on national television, it felt really good.
And this happened because of losing the weight and adding the quickness, or just a mental thing?
It's a little bit of both. I think the weight helped, so I was at least healthy enough to make those.
JB, we will be quicker and faster and smarter
and have some
if
blood
we drop about
real quickly.
Well,
if you saw Terry Bradshaw coming up at you, would you run him over or would you try to get away from him?
Well, you know, the thing, when you have big-name guys up there, you want to run them over and make a name.
There you go. That's what we wanted to hear, loud and clear.
Big-name guy.
That's right. Thank you very much, buddy, as we swing it over to Big Boy here.
Well, I went down to Tampa Bay. This is a football team that, for the last 4 years, the only team in the NFL to be in the playoffs. But many inside of Tampa Bay and outside of Tampa Bay feel it's put up or shut up time. Addressed the prior history here in the playoffs, in particular the last 2 years with the team?
You know, we have been accused of not winning games when it's below 40 degrees. We
got that out of the way.
Got that out of the way.
We got the 12 wins?
Yeah, we got 12 wins. We won 6 games on the road. We won a road game in October.
Right.
Jiminy Christmas. You know, let's talk about some of the positive things.
We've gone the last 3 playoff games and haven't scored a touchdown. We understand all that.
Mm-hmm.
We understand that, you know, we've been whooped the last 2 times we went to Philly. No doubt about it.
We look at those games, and it really, you have to sit the whole off season and have those just sit in your belly.
You got within a couple of minutes up in Minnesota. You have a kind of a sense of just how difficult it is.
You're always so close and you're so far away. And we've been very, very focused from the beginning of the season to get the bye, to get some kind of home field advantage, and feel like we're about as sharp as we can be right now.
You were here when they were winning how many games?
4, 6. You know, we've gotten to a point, and it was great now just, you know, for a while to get to the playoffs. But we've moved to that next step where we've got to win a championship.
How long can we hold these 11, 12, 15 guys together and play defense like this for this amount of years and have nothing to show for it?
When I came here early in the year, you talked about the whole team being held accountable.
We feel like we're not the only one pulling the tug, you know, like we're the only tugboat pulling this big old freighter through this ocean. But now we got 3 equal tugboats pulling, and it's a lot easier to get this ship rolling that way.
At a certain point, that did become problematic in the past, is that, you know, the team was almost run 2 different ways in terms of the expectations on offense and defense, and that's not a problem anymore.
Well, I think that's the way it should be. You know, it's a team game. Sometimes the offense gets some of the credit. Sometimes the defense gets too much of the credit. Bottom line is we're going to get what we deserve. You know, we miss a snap. We don't put the ball down on the tee. You might not kick the game-winning field goal.
This team has knocked on the door 3 years now in a row, now the 4th year. Is it put up or shut up time for this group?
Well, I would say so. We've got an opportunity to do something about that and put up, basically.
I think so. But that being said, what does that mean?
2 games away, right now.
But you can't look at it like that because you don't play double hitters.
It's a live performance. There are no cuts. You know, you get one chance, you know, 3rd and 1, 1st and goal, whatever it may be. You have to be at your very best.
There you draw the parallel of 2 teams that to me are on a collision course, the Philadelphia Eagles and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. 3 years ago, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers played the St. Louis Rams and lost in the NFC Championship game. They have regressed from that point in the last 2 years in the playoffs, where the Philadelphia Eagles have progressed. Each year, they're taking another step. Last year, culminating in the NFC Championship game, falling 1 game short. The logical step for them is the Super Bowl.
Howie, on paper, you know, it looks like the Bucs should dominate this game because, you know, the Bucs have so much quickness on defense. They take away everything that San Francisco wants to do because San Francisco makes the plays, Garcia, moving around, quickness, buying time for his receivers, for Owens, etc. Well, with all the quickness for the Bucs, they're going to take that away. But there is a danger. I listened to that piece. I listened to Warren Sapp. He even mentioned lost the last couple times in Philly. I guarantee you, they watched Philadelphia play last night. In the back of their mind, if there's a danger in this game, they may be thinking, can we win next week at Philly?
See, that's the mistake, because if you go ahead, and we all know, what is that big old cliche? What does everybody say? You've got to take one game at a time. Right. And you do. And in this football game, it's just simple. How have the Buccaneers won? How have they lost? They've lost 4 games very simply by this. They've averaged giving up 145 yards rushing a game. When they win, they only give up around 80 yards. Pretty simple. The 49ers can run for 145 yards, then they'll win today.
Well, I'll tell you what.
That's simple.
People point to that, but I'll tell you what, that Tampa Bay offense has to put something.
They will put points on the board. Brad Johnson will have a big day.
Olivier, you wouldn't stand before 53 men and say it like that, would you?
One game, man. Like a clucking chip.
I just did it in front of 50
Let's listen in to some of today's big
One
stars.
game at a time, people.
If it's 50 mil.
We got to do this thing, dog. This for the big W, baby.
Go off, baby. Go off today, Sil. It's yours, baby. It's yours.
It's mine?
It's yours.
I need to take it then.
I'm just happy to be in your world.
No. We share this, baby. We go 50-50 on this.
Cayenne, pure Porsche in a most unexpected form.
Unnecessary roughness.
Buckle up.
Late hit. Punt. And you thought football was rough. The Bourne Identity on the DVD January 21st.
Holiday bills arrived? KFC can help with amazing savings on original recipe chicken. For a limited time, get a 7-piece bucket of legs and thighs for only $5, or a 14-piece bucket of legs and thighs for only $10. Enjoy America's favorite chicken today.
The male can often find himself in precarious situations.
It is funny.
So how many girls have you know? Seriously? Me too.
Okay. Great.
Rolling Rock beer. Grab a rock.
Smart move, Dave. Consolidated with Dell Power Edge servers. Highly available, highly scalable. Intel Xeon processors. Cuts costs across the board. So you're not going to miss those old servers, right?
Oh, Tony. What did you do with the old servers?
Nothing.
That's our drinking fountain, isn't it?
You mean Hydra?
Find out how you can cut costs across your enterprise. Easy as Dell. Call or go online today.
Every 4 years, the best athletes come together in the spirit of sportsmanship. Boring. Get ready for a new breed of competition. We're pitting man against animal in the ultimate showdown. Can a world-class sprinter outrun a giraffe? Can a record-holding eater devour more than a bear? Can 50 little people pull an airplane further than an elephant? Find out in an outrageous new special, Man vs. Beast, at 9, 8 Central, Fox Wednesday. May the best species win.
There's an easier way to get the gear the pros wear. Call 877-NFL-SHOP for the biggest selection of authentic NFL gear. For your free team catalog, call 877-NFL-SHOP or go to NFL Shop on NFL.com.
Later today on Fox Sports Net, the last 2 undefeated teams in college basketball go at it as the Duke Blue Devils take on the Wake Forest Demon Deacons in a huge ACC conference game. Check your local listings for the time in your area. You know, Joanne Kamei-san, my floor director, looks at me like I'm Terry Bradshaw not paying attention. Final thoughts, Jimmy.
Cincinnati owner Mike Brown will still interview Mike Mularkey, offensive coordinator for the Pittsburgh Steelers, but it looks like Marvin Lewis is the front runner, and he wants the Cincinnati Bengal job, so it could happen.
Although both teams, Tampa Bay and Oakland, are happy with the deal, I think Al Davis has to be the executive of the year. 2 first-rounders, 2 second-rounders, and $8 million for John Gruden, and they're sitting with home field advantage right now, poised to end up in San Diego in the Super Bowl. Did I say that?
The one missing ingredient in Tampa was John Gruden. That offense is back. Gruden
earns his money today.
I like John Gruden.
Niners and Bucks up next. The winner heads to the championship game of the NFC.
There it is. Change your plans. Turn right.
Well,
Introducing Cayenne, pure Porsche, in a most unexpected form.
Today, HP technology is building efficient miracles, helping access the web wirelessly in coffee houses, and letting citizens talk to their government 24 hours a day. It's powering the engine of the world economy and making art timeless. For the world's great companies, thinkers, and doers, HP makes more things more possible.
We moved into a new house where Mom got this great new job. I heard her talking to Dad about doing the right thing with her retirement money. Something about rollover, which gave me this great idea. Come on, baby. Come on. Roll over. Roll over. I'm just gonna turn your body this way. I hope her rollover was easier. It must be.
No-load mutual funds from T. Rowe Price. Invest with confidence.
I was handing out my business card to anyone who would take it. I mean, if they had a pocket, they got one. And my resume was all over the internet. So it's a good thing I finally found a job, because even my boss started asking me how the search was going.
Hold on. Let's try this again with a little discretion.
CareerBuilder.com let me search anonymously without posting my resume or anything. Whenever I found something that interested me, CareerBuilder helped me make the right contact.
Now that's a smarter way to find a better job. CareerBuilder.com.
Paula, Randy, and Simon, they're back in action.
I love you. Hollywood.
Welcome to Hollywood.
And back in each other's faces.
Dude, come on, she can sing.
No, she can't. You don't know what you're talking about.
Here it goes.
The next American Idol premieres Tuesday, January 21st on Fox.